everybody. Today's date is January 2nd, 2017, and what I'm going to show you is going to obviously look like a mess, and to be honest with you, it is a mess, but only a very small, not even 5% of this area that I'm at right now is my property. Just bear with me and you'll understand as you continue to listen. I had to get this property out right here to go through it to bag it up, because between, I'd say, mid-November and late February, it rains quite a bit in San Diego. I've been made homeless as a result of being an organized stalking, gang stalking targeted individual. I am literally harassed along every single one of my routes every single day, including at businesses, public libraries, transportation services, even bus stops. Cleverly, creatively, overtly, directly meant for me to witness through my eyes and or ears. Sensitization methods connected to gang stalking. Now, the living situation that I'm in right now was absolutely directly connected to me being a victim of this crime. The homelessness was intentionally created by and through a covert partnership relationship with a postal clerk in Michigan. And they stole my rent that was mailed certified mail return receipt, and then they expected me to pay my rent over again plus the month's rent that they stole. They were basically counting on me using common sense. Okay, they knew I wouldn't repay that month's rent over again plus the upcoming rent, not knowing that would get stolen too. They counted on my deductions. Okay, so I moved out. They wanted to create the homelessness by stealing that rent. So you can go to Google and type in mail theft and mail delayment and gang stalking, and then to organized stalking, and you'll see that postal clerks and mail theft and mail delayment is all over the internet, being directly connected to this criminal expedition, as well as creating the homelessness of victims. Now, you can also go to Google and type in UCSD and Law Library, are they networking gang stalking in the search box. Once you hit enter, you'll see a bunch of blogs come up. Okay, you want to look for the blog that says UCSD and Law Library, are they networking gang stalking, main blog, and the title of that blog. And you want to look at the one that says Henry Ford Community College U of M gang stalking, student loan coercement. That blog is within the UCSD and Law Library, are they networking gang stalking dedicated, some of the dedicated blogs. So you'll find it, and you will see indisputable, in your face, massive indisputable evidence that I have caught and exposed on the internet. And what's on the internet in reference to what I've exposed and what's happening to me is not even 0.01% of what has happened to me or the evidence that I have, and they know I got it. I'm being tracked right now to every wooded area that I go to, and one of the main methodologies that they utilize, yes, GPS tracking of me, they wait until I get on a property and get settled, and then what they start doing is propping up homeless men on the property. Homeless men and social deviants, or individuals who are pretending to be, and that can be Googled as well in reference to these criminal maggots, dressing people up to have them act as homeless. Okay, but they're also using social deviants and real homeless people. Hold on. Okay, sorry, I'm feeding a bird. And you know what they're even, well, let me just put it to you this way. Are they also propping up homeless men to camp out directly right next to spots that I've hidden property at? Now, they're doing this for two reasons. To mentally provoke me to go get my properties so that they can create an incident towards me and try and claim that I'm stealing theirs. Okay, and eventually they're going to probably steal the property and then openly use it so I'll see them using it in order to mentally provoke me to act out, at least verbally, to create an event. They also might be doing this to bait me to go get the property so the motherfucker that they set up can claim that I'm attempting to steal theirs and assault me, or maybe even try and steal the property I'm carrying on me at that time. These are the staged events directly connected to gang stalking. And you know what? Is the same individual who just happens to does he have any of his property strewn out on the property at 4 different spots? 4 spots that, are they 4 spots that I have ever utilized? And have maybe hid property at those 4 spots as too. Now, I'm referring to property that's at least 4 acres in size, yet this motherfucker comes up on that property okay, and situates himself, did he situate himself right next to any property that I have hidden? Now, why is it, if he's done this, is this also done so I'll have to, in order to avoid all this shit, so I'll have to go back to Walmart and rebuy things? Okay. Is he also engaging in clever techniques by blocking off the entrances that I take to get on that specific property? Like propping up shopping carts and propping up big gigantic branches so I can't walk through with my bike. Yet his area is on a totally separate area pertaining to the walking paths that I might take. Now this is done for provocations. If they have done this, has that same individual engaged in any techniques to intentionally mentally let me know that he is connected to gang stalking? So I suggest you research sensitization tactics in gang stalking, how they anchor mental associations so they can creatively, overtly, directly let you know that they are part of the gang stalking crime, while then also being able to deny it if anything goes sideways, like through a staged event or staged provocation. Is this person also hanging up a bunch of shit on the property in order to bring attention to the property? So if none of the other things that they do can provoke me to act out verbally or physically, like if I just totally avoid the whole situation in his area, he might start moving closer to mine, or taking over my area when I'm gone during the day, which if he's doing this already, he's already done. Now, this is the schemes of gang stalking. This is done for many reasons. It's done to tie you up in the constant busyness of moving, the constant busyness, like all this shit you see here. I had to fucking get out that was already bagged up and waterproofed. Well, some of it was waterproof, but I had to get it out. In order to waterproof it, I had to go and do extra laundry that I would not have normally had to do. Okay, so I can bag this shit up and waterproof it and hide it at other spots so I can grab it in a fly in case him or any other motherfuckers that they set up on the property take over my spots. Now, I know this shit probably sounds crazy to you, but think about this. If you go to Google right now and you type in how they run apartments, how they can gain access to fellow tenants' apartments that are above, below, or next to, or across from a target, including at motel rooms, at apartment complexes, do that. Just Google it. Just go to Google and type in gang stalking, renting adjacent apartments next to Target. Okay? Or what they'll do is gain access to fellow tenants' apartments, and they do that through law enforcement. Okay, by claiming the target's a criminal or under investigation, they take their badges. You can go to YouTube and type in "listen to a stranger." That whole entire video is dedicated to gang stalking. It's been incorporated in hundreds of Target's blogs, and in the description of Target's YouTube's, that description box of YouTube videos. Hundreds of targets of this crime have also incorporated that video inside the descriptions of their YouTube videos to try and inform the public about how these filthy maggots operate. It's all done and achieved through this staged bullshit is achieved through legal GPS tracking and covert physical surveillance. Flat out. Okay, so after they make you homeless and have you gang stalked along all your friggin' routes, which you'll indisputably conclude by doing what I told you in reference to those blogs, do you honestly think they're not gang stalking you to wooded areas? Absolutely. They'll gang stalk you to friggin' motels. Google that. And also Google motel managers and gang stalking. Okay? You can't even rent a room because these little filthy maggots, once they see where you went, they will privately collude with the individual that owns the house, engage in the techniques that are shown in the Listen to a Stranger YouTube video, and cause that individual to lose that room for rent by claiming that they're a social deviant and that they're under investigation, and that you're better off not renting to them, and that you could be, if the target is caught engaged in any illegal activity, you could be legally held liable. You could even lose your home. And this is how they make targets homeless, through law enforcement intimidation. Law enforcement is absolutely connected to this crime. Google it. Do it. Now, this is how I gotta live every friggin' day. Having to regather shit, bag it up, take it to places. I take it to places. I come back to the place, and they have propped up a homeless motherfucker to camp right by the very spot where my shit's at. And the reason why they think that I will not go by these spots to pick up my shit, which they'll even set their property up 1 foot away from it, so they can claim that if I go to take my shit, that I'm trying to steal their shit. This is literally what they will do. Okay? Absolutely. I've already witnessed it. Okay? They know that you'll have to go through hell to replace it by going to thrift stores or Walmart and then rebag up shit again. You do that and you do the same thing. And this is how I gotta fucking live every day. And as a result of being tied up in this, I can go to lawyers or law firms. Okay? See, because in San Diego, there's not a lot of flatlands. Okay? There's a lot of hills. And there's also a lot of canyons and ravines where water flows through from the streets when it rains, including flooding. So they know that you got limited spots to be able to go to because they know everybody's got to sleep. What they do is they're foundational schemes, and what they do is they prop up what they do around the circumstances that they covertly put the target in, while dressing it up to make it appear that it's happening for any reason because of gang stalking, because all they got to do is say, well, Leslie, what do you expect? There's 10,000 homeless people in San Diego. This is literally what they do, and some of these homeless motherfuckers that they're using are the worst of the worst. Easily bought off and paid for by God only knows what and what with. Absolutely. And after an event occurs, when I call 911, they let the homeless motherfucker walk away from the scene first. And then when the police come and play their little lion-ass role, they'll say, well, what are you doing on the property to begin with? You're arrested or ticketed, or you're told to leave, and if you come back and are caught, then you're arrested or ticketed. While the motherfucker gets to get away with who they used, you can go to Google and type in gang stalking and police. This is how this shit operates. Think about it this way. When you witness all that evidence that's in that blog that I told you to go to, you'll indisputably conclude that I'm being gang stalked. You'll literally witness that I've been gang stalked to 4 to 5 different apartments in Michigan. You'll see a video of me literally telling U of M campus police in Dearborn, Michigan, University police, that I'm being gang stalked in their library. And then you'll see all the evidence of me being gang stalked in San Diego. You'll even see a link that I commented on a Connecticut newspaper when I was in Connecticut, showing that I was being gang stalked in Connecticut. So how was I gang stalked from Michigan to Connecticut to San Diego? Interstate stalking. Because it's a nationwide syndicate up and operating in every state, county, and government municipalities. And what they're doing is using their job descriptions and clever techniques to achieve their crimes. So go to that blog, because you'll see indisputable evidence that I'm being gang stalked. Video evidence, audio evidence, text message evidence, falsified police reports, prosecutors and public defenders engaging in it, flat out caught wide open on what? Tape recorders. So what they do is they know they can't prop up, like if they bring anybody directly towards me, they'll either have them act crazy so the police can say, well, this happened because they're mentally ill or they're crazy, or that because they're have other types of issues, if you know what I mean, or that they're homeless and they just stumbled across you and an event transpired because of it. And this is what they do. They prop up these foundational schemes around you and towards you and your property as a result of them knowing where you're at, which is achieved through the illegal GPS tracking of your phone and covert physical surveillance. And check it out. The last 2 phones I bought were in Best Buy off of Hoyaville Square Drive, where I'm gang stalked on a massive scale at Best Buy, and I got massive audio evidence of being gang stalked in Best Buy. So go to Google and type in cell phone hacking and gang stalking, Best Buy and gang stalking, and look at how many targets are complaining about their fucking employees. So who shared my phone number with these filthy maggots? In order for them to GPS my location so they know where I'm at to prop this shit up. Now when you go to that blog, you'll see indisputable evidence. I've caught homeless people directly engaging in gang stalking towards me physically. Flat out caught, and that evidence directly connects them to the San Diego prosecutors and public defenders. So the reason I'm making this video is that I want you to see how I gotta live. Okay, this is literally how I gotta live. When I get done making this video, I gotta spend my entire day today packing up shit, looking for a friggin' place to hide it, and then when I take my tent down from wherever it's erected at right now on a specific property, and then I got to carry it with me all day, and then I leave the area where it's at, where I sleep at. I live in fear every day, not knowing when I come back to that property if I utilize it, or another property that they've seen me probe, because everywhere I go I'm tracked. Everywhere I fucking go. Think about it. When you see the evidence in that blog, you'll deduce that the only way that verbal harassment that you're going to witness in it can be propped up around me is through tracking. And that blog also indisputably proves me being gang stalked to several apartments in Michigan, because I was on a national radio show exposing it, and the dots have been connected in reference to older emails and then techniques that are all over the internet that have been exposed in news broadcasts that are identical to what I was exposing in those emails concerning what I was stating that I was enduring in those apartments years before I had a name of the crime that was happening to me. Okay, including a recent one that just got published here in San Diego in November 2016 of a San Diego woman. So go to that blog, you'll see indisputable proof that I'm being gang stalked, that I was gang stalked to 4 apartments in Michigan, that I was gang stalked in Michigan, that I was gang stalked in Connecticut, and then I'm gang stalked. The evidence I got in San Diego is massive. Okay, so go to that blog and you'll see what's happening to me. If I get arrested, ticketed, assaulted, robbed, if any event transpires that causes my backpack or duffel bag to be stolen, or any event that causes the police to come to any property, it will be gang stalking. If the police come to any property and act like they're on it because somebody else has called the police on any other homeless people that have been on the property, is that why any motherfucker that might be on any property that I may go to or am on or have or do go to, are these motherfuckers propping up tents and tarps and shit so neighbors can see it so they can have normal appearing excuses to call the police? And if you don't believe that neighbors aren't participating in this shit, it's all for plausible deniability. Go to YouTube and type in gang stalking bullying on steroids. Neighbors are flat out implicated in that news broadcast. Absolutely. They prop up shit and then use it as a foundational scheme for normal appearing excuses, i.e. the motherfuckers set themselves up and their property up. They slew it all over the property they're on so it can be seen by other parties. So the other parties who call the police that are playing a role in this or have been solicited to through lies that have been told to them about people, they then call the police, and the police magically arrive on the scene when the target's ready to leave the property, entering the property, or is on the property. So the police can say, well, this homeless person got busted, so we decided to search the property. They act like they're stumbling across me. Okay, or any other normal appearance excuse. They've already done it. And these are the foundational schemes of gang stalking. The criminal motivations of why it's all happening: illegal probate control for racketeering, to co-opt my finances, to exploit my insurance, and for human trafficking inside a syndicated run group home that they place you in as a result of claiming you can't take care of yourself because you won't get out of homelessness, even though they claim they offered you services, and the services that they offer you are set up by organized crime syndicates. Just like these organized crime syndicates are running fucking elderly homes and fucking medical centers and shit. I already know for a fact. This is organized crime in the system, directly connected to all different kinds of criminal operations that you would not believe. Absolutely. Do what I tell you to do, and you will see how important I am, and you will discover truth. You will fucking discover truth that will blow your mind. So, fellow American citizens, I want you to know, I don't do drugs. I don't drink. I don't sleep around. I don't steal. I'm not involved in any type of illegal or criminal activity whatsoever. I'm a practicing, obedient Christian woman. I'm running for my life, trying to survive this crime while exposing it. Okay, absolutely. And in closing, go to Google and type in Curtis Webb, San Diego DA office, CIA, child trafficking, and look for a Facebook page, and you'll witness how many cops and his ass, he's an officer for the San Diego DA's office, is being absolutely implicated in child sex trafficking rings. Absolutely. Okay, so I want you to see what I got to deal with it. And when I get done making this video, if I get busted at this area on any date, 99% of the garbage that's around me right now was from other homeless people and from things that were probably washed up into this area as a result of flooding. The only thing that's mine right here, right now, is the stuff that you see in front of me. Okay, and I can't show you the other stuff, because if I had to deny that I've ever been here before for legal purposes, if I show you it and it's here when they show up, because these police officers now are taking video camera pictures and they wear cameras on their chest now. So I got to be smart about this, because I already know police are involved in this. San Diego police ain't nothing but a bunch of corrupt whores. Okay, absolutely, make no fucking mistake about it. They're sick asses. Oh my God, and they've already been used against me. They'll lie in court like you will not believe. Like you would not. They're criminals. They're organized crime. Okay? So check this out. When I get done making this, what I got to do is bag up extra things to sleep in, to waterproof them, hide them in other areas to make sure they're camouflaged and to make sure that they don't get fucking taken away in any flood, like when it rains and the area floods. I also got to find places so to where I can grab them, even on days where it might be raining and it might be flooding. I got to still be able to get to it, okay? Because if I can't, like, if I got to hide this on property, I got to be able to get to it even on days where the area is flooded. I can't walk across a ravine, okay, and try to get to property if the ravine is flooded out. Meaning that I gotta fucking go way out of my way, carry all my shit with me so it don't get stolen while I'm, because if I leave it behind, these motherfuckers know where I'm at. I'm being tracked down to the foot. Let me give you an example of that. One day I was at a place, and I had my tape recorder running. Okay, if this video stops while I'm in the middle of talking, it's because my battery ran out. So still do what I tell you in this video. One day I was at a spot with my tape recorder running, and I made a video. And I said, I'm getting ready to get up from the spot that I'm at, and I'm going to go to another spot where my property's at, where I got some property at, and where I'm going to go through some property I got with me. And I go, let's see if anybody says gang stalking towards me and around, and towards me and or around me when I get to that spot. And this is the honest to God truth. I got done making that video, picked up my tape recorder in my duffel bag and backpack, walked over to that spot, and I had not sat down 4 seconds, and a bicyclist went by right behind me and said gang stalk. Which is one of the ways they creatively let me know that they know where I'm at, by propping people up. See, if they know that I'm by an area where they can have people walk by or ride their bike by, they'll walk by, jog by, or ride their bike by and say gang stalk. And that's how they let me know they know where I'm at. Literally, and the blog proves it. There's massive evidence in that blog, and what's in that blog is nothing compared to what I got. So do what I tell you to do. This is literally how I gotta live every day. And the homeless motherfuckers that they use, or individuals who are portraying themselves to be homeless, because I've seen targets talk about that as well, okay? The police are connected to those motherfuckers, so they're arresting me for illegal lodging, illegal encroachment, or illegal or trespassing, or ticketing me for it, while those motherfuckers are literally propping people up on the property to play out this shit, who could be arrested if they were honest people doing it. In other words, they're literally propping people up on properties to do the things that they're arresting me and ticketing me for through staged events that come about as a result of who they're propping up. This is literally how I fucking live every day. Having to constantly move, having to constantly replace property. Every fucking day, on top of individuals being put along my routes every day who are saying gang stalk, oh my God, gang stalk, suck my dick, gang stalk, suck dick. Every fucking day. I deal with this. I got over almost 2,000 audio files to prove it. And if they arrest me, which they will before I can get to a lawyer, that's why they're escalating their shit right now, because they know that I've been looking up lawyers. Go to Google and type in cyber surveillance and gang stalking, where they cyber surveil all the internet activity of a target. I just had to have my phone replaced in November because they made my phone inoperable. A phone that was bought at Best Buy off of La Jollaville Square Drive, where that Rouse is at. And Rouse is exposed in my blog being flat out caught engaging in gang stalking. The type of gang stalking that I've heard exposed in this blog in reference to individuals repeating gang stalking, oh my God. The same thing's been caught in Best Buy. The same things that the San Diego prosecutors and public defenders were caught doing. Now, you honestly going to tell the same thing that I was complaining about in videos going all the way back to 2013 and 14, before I caught the prosecutors saying it, caught on tape, uploaded from the tape to the video, uploaded from the video to YouTube. Flat out exposes the San Diego prosecutors and public defenders doing it in 2015 on October 23rd. But I was already exposing homeless men doing it. I was already exposing me calling the police on Rouse at a separate Rouse way off of Friars and Frazee Road back in 2012. That video's been on the internet since 2012. Flat out. Now, I was already all over the internet exposing videos back in 2013 and 14, exposing homeless men being propped up to camp close by me and yelling gang stalking, oh my God. Those videos were already online before I caught the prosecutors and public defenders doing it. Wide openly doing it on tape. That shows the same motherfuckers who managed them to do it are the same motherfuckers that have been using the homeless men. But they don't allow you to have any evidence in court by forcing you into literally accepting corrupt public defenders as your defenders, or by using what is known as PERT teams, which are psychiatrists that have been subcontracted through the county who try to claim you're mentally ill. Or what they'll do is stage an event, blame you for it, and then the police or the ambulances will claim they're crazy and put you in a psychiatric floor. And all these techniques are all over the internet to beat gang stalking crimes, including gang stalking you in jails and on psychiatric floors. Google that. Just do what I tell you to do, and you'll see I'm telling you the truth. This is organized crime in a system that's managing this, that has tentacles out within the community, universities, hospitals, libraries, corporations, and businesses are corporations, Best Buys, Ralph's. Do you understand? Do you understand? Do what I tell you to do. It's a networking operating syndicate working together, and it's an octopus. The federal government is the one who's managing it at the top. Okay, and what they're doing is working through state and county and local municipalities to achieve their objectives, and they're involved in every crime that you can think of. Prostitution rings, human trafficking rings, stolen car rings, identity theft, land co-opting, property co-opting, mortgage co-opting, trust fund liquidation, any type of crime you can think of they're involved in. And what they're doing is making single women are 70% of the targets they select, because they try to whisk them into human trafficking and prostitution rings. But first they got to make them destitute and take away everything they got. And this is why they prop up the homeless people around the property that the woman hides. And they know the woman won't go back to it because they know that they've already used homeless women to assault the target. So they're using psychological intimidation. And they believe that if the woman gets brave and does go to try and retrieve their property, they'll stage an event when the target does, through in real-time tracking. So it's bait. It's done to bait you to go get your property so they can stage this event. And if anything happens before this video uploads, hold on.